All right, another minute or so. All right, let's get comfortable here. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to wait another minute or so. All right, I'm going to get started. It's 7 o'clock, so I'm ready to go. First of all, let me thank Progressive Action for allowing me to use their radio station to do this broadcast, and thank everybody that's going to tune in, taking away time from your Friday night weekend. I got a couple of things that I need to shed light on that are very important. First and foremost, my heartfelt condolences and prayers go out to Brother Wright, who recently was killed on the tracks a couple of days ago. And it really angered me on the union's response. I've been to many of them, unfortunately, when I was the subway safety director. When someone is killed on the tracks, let me explain what is supposed to take place historically, and past precedent was set. No one is allowed on the tracks for 24 hours. There is to be an immediate shutdown, an immediate safety stand down. What is a safety stand down? That means anybody that works, crosses, has access to the track is not allowed to go on the track until a safety briefing is given to everyone. And that usually takes 24 hours. When Brother Sinclair passed away and I responded, I immediately requested a safety stand down, and that took place. When our two flaggers was struck by the train, one was killed, I immediately requested a safety stand down. However, a couple of days ago, we had a member killed on the track, and Utano didn't request a safety stand down. I'm not understanding why this is happening. I don't get it. That should have been immediate. But you know what? That just shows that he continues to work for management. He's not working for the members that elected him. You know, and the other sad part about it is on Twitter, he was quick to praise the governor for $50 fines that are going to be implemented to people not wearing masks in the subways. He mentioned that 9 hours later, before he even said anything about the guy that passed away, our brother that was killed on the tracks. So, you know, let's just put that into perspective. He cares more about making the governor look good than protecting his own members. And he proved it again. And you know what? I'm hoping that this $50 fine is enforced throughout the entire city and not just in underserved communities. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. I don't have to elaborate on that. But let me just tell you, in my 25 plus years, this is the worst safety department that I've ever seen under Utano and the safety director, Earl Phillips. Let me explain a couple of things. Train operators experience a lot of 12-9s. You know, somebody jumps in front of the train, somebody's struck by the train. They have to get out. They have to go into the train and see this person mutilated, electrified. You know, that's very traumatic. Why is it that every other agency, when something traumatizing happens to one of their members, they get 72 hours to, you know, try and bring themselves back to normal or somewhat normal? So now, when something like this happens, a 12-9, and it's not just a 12-9, meaning that they struck and killed a customer. Unfortunately, sometimes it has happened where they strike and kill one of our own. How traumatic is that? That's horrible. But right away, the police department, the detectives, which are doing their jobs, I get it, and Office of System Safety are questioning them when everybody else gets 72 hours to unwind and to try and get better before they just experienced something traumatic. But let's just feed them to the wolves, and some of them are under medication. When the two guys at Church Avenue got struck and I responded, thankfully one of them survived. Unfortunately, one of them didn't. And I responded to the hospital, and as soon as I got to the hospital, there was detectives, there was system safety questioning this guy. This guy just got hit by a train. He watched his partner die. He's under heavy medication and pain, and here they are questioning. And I told him, don't answer anything. Don't say a word. You just experienced something traumatic. Wait, he's on medication. Wait till he gets better. What's so important? But you know what it is? Again, Utano's allowing this. He doesn't care about the members. He cares about pleasing management. The last video I called Utano out on his racist acts and behaviors. So let me just touch on that real quick. And I'm going to try and make this as short as I can, this whole interview, because I know it's Friday, But let me explain to you what's going to happen next. What's his MO? What usually happens is he'll appoint, when he's called out on his racist acts and stuff, he'll appoint a minority into a position like he did with that clown Richie Davis, and then say, well, I can't be a racist. I don't do racist acts. Look what I just did. Thankfully, we already seen the script. Everybody knows it. You're not fooling anybody. And that clown Richie Davis, 15 minutes after he was appointed the chief of staff, what does he do? He fires 4 Latino reps from the union. Then he goes around bragging about it. So he's another guy that trust me when I tell you, we got something for you and we're coming for you. You're not going to get untouched in this, and we're going to expose you as well. Now let me just touch on something else. Utano suffers from hero syndrome. What is hero syndrome? Hero syndrome means somebody goes and sets the building on fire, then runs outside and waits for people to yell fire. And then he runs into the building and saves a person and says, oh, look, I saved them. And why do I say that? Because it's the same thing that's happening now with the contract. Let me give you a couple of ideas, or not a couple of ideas, a couple of things that happened. During contract negotiations, there was 2 contracts. There was a fake contract that he put out with all kinds of scare tactics. 4% medical raise, for healthcare. Folks, in 15 years, it only went up 0.5%. He tried to scare everybody and tell them it's going up another 2%. That's so he put out this egregious contract, horrible contract to scare members so he can show you the real contract and say, look, Tony's our hero. Look what he did. It's hero syndrome. All right. So we're not falling for that. And now there's a couple other things that he's doing, which I had to laugh because I know the script. I know what you're doing. That's why I'm here to expose it. The curtain on the buses. We're absolutely against the curtains. Well, guess what, stupid? It was your idea to put the curtains in the middle of the bus. And when our members, our bus operators said, no, we're not doing it, they put up their own barricades. So it was your idea. You gave the company the idea to put the curtain up. So what did the company do? They took your idea and moved it 15 feet forward to the bus operator. So stop trying to play this hero that you're fighting when it was your idea. Come on. You got to be kidding me. This whole thing with the layoffs, that's another scare tactic. Just so he could say, oh, look, I saved you guys. 7,000 layoffs, the company never mentioned a number. That was your number. So all you're doing is playing scare tactics. And you know what? We know how it is. We know how it is. And, enough's enough. So enough with your hero syndrome. People are not going for it. During the pandemic, you didn't criticize the governor, you didn't hold a company to their policy from 2012, which you say there's a new policy in 2017. Nobody's seen it. I can't find it on TENS. No one can find it. Why hasn't that policy been put? There's a link on the union website. So let us read it. Let us read it for ourselves. And if you did read it, what changes have you recommended to protect us? That's what we want to know. But instead of criticizing the governor for their lack of caring and lack of giving us the PPE, what did you do? I'm going to tell you what he did. He put out nonsense flyers and nonsense stuff on the internet. Oh, the union got you 20% off enterprise car rental. Oh, the union got you in the front of the line at ShopRite. Oh, we're going to have, you're allowed to go on the express buses. No one gives a shit about that during the pandemic. We care about what are you doing to save us. So those are all diversions that he's doing. And you know what? It's time. It's time that the people wake up. The death benefits in place, we got that. But we'd rather not use them. We want our members to retire and return to their families after a long career. And I know some people saying, yeah, but you were the director of subway safety, but they took my authority away. I absolutely had no authority. And if I would have been on those COVID-19 talks and negotiations, I guarantee you 130 members would not have perished. But you know what? They excluded me because they knew that I would stand up and they knew that I would say the right things and fight the way I've always fought. So, think about, that's over 44 members that died every month. Let that sink in. 44 members a month died and he did nothing. And then this idiot is running around and he has the nerve to ask the members to reelect him. We're not going for that. It's over. We're coming together, Instead, what is he doing? Him and his son, Chiarello, are running around campaigning, instead of talking about a new wave that the experts are saying are coming. There's a new wave coming. He's not doing that. He's running around talking about campaigning. I'm not understanding that. But I can tell you this. In a few weeks, the progressive change slate is going to do something huge. Something that Utano and his regime failed to do. So I'm not going to put it out there now. My team knows about it. And when the time is right, we're gonna show you. Like Brother Canilla Gomez said, it's about action. It's not about words. And we're gonna prove our actions speak louder than our words. So now, let me just tell you, priority number one for this administration under me, fix Tier 6 reform. Our agenda is members first. There's a ton of other things that my team has come up with, but our main agenda is members first and fix Tier 6. It's disgusting what Tier 6 is happening to Tier 6. He's done nothing to advance Tier 6. Absolutely nothing. Zero. In fact, he instructed reps not to wear the fixed Tier 6 shirt around Cuomo. If he fixes it, we won't have to wear the shirts. And let me just tell you about Tier 6. He gave Mike Cordero the Tier 6 office because Mike ran around hustling, because Mike believed, like we all did, that Tony was going to do the right thing, that Utano was going to do the right thing. So he gave him a sort of gratitude, Tier 6 office, for hustling in the elections. And Mike and his team raised contributions in Tier 6 from $400,000 a year to $1.2 million, thinking and believing that that money was going to be put to use to fix Tier 6. So how was Mike rewarded? And how was the members rewarded? He closed Tier 6 office. Why did he close Tier 6 office? Because Mike refused to hurt Tramel Thompson. Mike refused to sign an email to hurt Tramel Thompson. So it was never about fixing or helping the members in Tier 6 because he did nothing to advance it. And for you to close it, that's blatant. I mean, It doesn't get any clearer than that. All you're doing is catering to the governor. Now, let me tell you, I'm sure after he sees this video, because I'm sure some of his cronies are going to send it to him, but I don't care. You know, again, I'll tell him to his face. He's going to beg Cuomo to give him something on Tier 6. Now that I declared that that's my number one priority for my administration, I guarantee you, because that's his MO. You put things out there, then he'll go and he'll get them. And look, you know, like Fredo from The Godfather. I'm smart. I get things done. Look at me. But you know what? It's over. We already know your game. We know the script. You know, and he does that simply to play the hero, going back to his hero syndrome. Let's not forget, Cuomo vetoed the bill after he promised to sign it, right? And what does Utano and his regime do? In 2 years, they give him $500,000 of our coat money to his campaign after he vetoed it. You know, that's like the bully in school that beats you up every day and then says, hey, don't forget tomorrow to bring me my lunch. That's exactly what's happening, you know? And people have to wake up. You guys have to wake up. This is, you know, we have to come together. We have to bring dignity and respect back to this union. Roger Toussaint said it, and Roger Toussaint did it. And that's what needs to be done. It hasn't been done in 20 years. That priority number 2 in my administration. We're going to make everybody happy and proud to be a local 100. We're going to demand respect, and we're going to get it. And we're going to demand that our dignity be placed back to where it's supposed to. You know, 9/11 just passed, and you know, and you know, we had a lot of members that are still dying from that, but we weren't even talked about. We weren't given recognition. You know what? That ends with my administration. And you know what? And anybody that knows me, I'm a man of my word. That's why I'm here right now on Progressive Action TV. I said I was coming here, and I'm here. And when I give my word, I don't break my word for nobody. All right? And I give you my word that priority number 1 for my administration and my team is to fix Tier 6. And we have a list, but members first. Members first. Remember that. Members first. That's our agenda. Now, I seen, you know, that the president of transit were doing town hall meetings or, you know, something to that effect. How is it that the MTA is doing town hall meetings to talk to our members, but our president isn't doing that? So people understand what's going on here. The company is showing you we care more about you than the Utano regime. This is almost like trying to break the union. Say, hey, look, come to us if you have issues. Don't go to your union. And he's done nothing. When was the last time he's spoken to the members? He doesn't. He doesn't do it. Not even at the mass membership meeting. What does he do? He does some little 2-minute video because he's afraid to talk to the members. What kind of president is that? How can the MTA be more concerned about the members than our own president? This is what he's doing. I mean, you're making radio spots on 1010 Wins. I listened to it. All he did was yell. Yelling is not compassion. You sounded horrible. That's not compassion. And then all you did was repeat the words that John Samuelson said, the international president, a week ago. So pretty much Samuelson is dictating and controlling everything that happens at the local because this guy can't speak for himself. Enough's enough. Enough's enough, people. We have to see what's going on here. You know, time and time again, he's proven he doesn't care about the members. And I'm really disgusted. Trust me when I tell you with what happened with this brother that died on the tracks. You waited 9 hours? 9 hours to talk about it. But you mentioned Cuomo and his $50 fine first. That tells you where his priorities are. You know, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to be too long. I know, you know, it's the weekend, but there's just some things that need to be said. You know, Come on, enough's enough already. Wake up, people. Let me just tell you what they're building and what they're banking on. Because I know that there's other people are thinking about running for president, not with us. I get that. But you're not my enemy. I'm not going to speak bad about them. I will never talk bad about another member, especially when they have the same goal that we have. There's only one goal here, and that's to get Utano and his regime out. All right? They're banking on this. They're banking that we split. You know why? Because they stood together. They're saying they're not gonna stick together. All they're gonna do is run against each other, and they're gonna split the ticket, and we're gonna walk right in again. They're banking on it. Let me tell you, people, we need to stand together. We need to come together. And I'm talking to the other people that are thinking about running. There's only one goal here, and that's to get Utano's regime out. Let me just tell you this. Utano and Samuelson hated each other with a passion. Okay, but what did they do? They came together to get Roger Tucson out. They seen the bigger picture, and we need to see the bigger picture. There's a lot that's going on, and let me just talk about something else right quick. Again, I'm not going to be too long. I know the last time I was 58 minutes, so I don't want to take up that much time of people's weekend, but I seen something very important earlier. Brother Canela Gomez went on and he spoke about something, and I agree with him 100%. And I stand and I strongly support our brother Hicks. He was taken out of service for posting a picture of a customer without a mask. He was actually taken out of service for doing that. So now Utano, Davis, Legal, Wichard, everybody, I don't understand how you're allowing this to happen. So you guys are standing idle. So when a customer takes a picture of one of our members, right away they suspend the member. It's a whistleblower. Oh, thank you. You're a whistleblower. You did the right thing. They violated the policy, and they come after us and they suspend us. They try to fire us. But if a member does the same thing and posts something about a customer violating the policy, they're taken out of service. So I guess the whistleblower policy only applies to customers. So it doesn't matter if the members record, or talk about it, which they have the right. It's the First Amendment for people that don't know the Constitution. They're taken out of service. And I'm confused. And I don't get confused that often, but you're saying that the customers are always right even when they're wrong. And when the member's right, he's still wrong. This is nonsense. But this administration is allowing this to happen again and again. You know what? It's a weak administration. How could we expect the MTA to respect us and care about us when our own administration, our own union leadership doesn't? You know what? But I guarantee you, when I become president, we're gonna change that. We're gonna bring respect and dignity back to this union. Enough's enough. Why don't we have our safety department 24 hours? Why aren't we responding to when a bus driver gets into an accident? Why aren't we responding to every 12-9 to comfort that member and make sure he's protected from the wolves from 2 Broadway, at 2 Broadway? But you know why? Because the president allows this. There's no way in hell I would allow. You know what? First thing, you're not talking to any of my members that suffered any trauma or anything traumatizing until one of my reps are there. That's what's supposed to happen. All right? I've been there. I've done that. And I've told them, you don't say anything until I get there. Or I send one of my reps there. Because we're there to protect you. But the problem is, Utano, phony Utano, is there to protect the governor. There's so many things, and I'm not a Facebook person. I'm not a social media person, so I'm not going to keep doing this. I'll leave it up to the professionals, Brother Tremel Thompson, Progressive Action. You know, this is their baby. They know, they know how to handle social media. I don't. I'm a novice. I like to be on the ground in front of members. I like to talk to people in their face. That's me. And yes, I will do that. Right now I'm quarantined. Unfortunately, one of my guys in my gang, came up positive with COVID, but thankfully he isn't sick. Everyone that was around him isn't sick. I'm not sick, but I still have to be quarantined. But once this quarantine's over, I want to be on the ground running. And we're going to expose Richie Davis. We're going to expose Wichard. We're going to expose Earl Phillips. We're going to expose everybody. No one is going untouched with facts and with the truth. Again, everything that I tell you folks is going to be facts. I'm not making it up and I'm not giving you my opinion. Everything's is factual. That's the way I've always been. That's the way I'll continue to be. And when I become president, I'm not going to sit in the office. I'm not an office guy. Anybody that knows me, I like to be in the field. That's going to be the same way. I'm going to be out there talking to members. I'll do Progressive Action show every 2 weeks, every week, whatever it takes to keep the members informed. You know why? We work for you. My administration is not working for the governor. All right? And that's a gimme. But again, there's other things, that I want to say, but I don't want to take up too much of the time. Well, we're going to expose everybody. No one is going to go untouched. No one. So just remember what's going to take place in the next few weeks. Utano is going to say or appoint someone of minority to a higher position. Hey, wait a minute. I can't be racist. Forget about everything that happened in the past. Look what I just did. We're not falling for that anymore. I want to thank, again, Progressive Action for allowing me to be on this show, and let me just tell you this before I leave. Anybody that runs with Utano, is pretty much saying, I agree with his lack of leadership. I agree with him allowing our members to die. That you're co-signing that, because there's no way any person in their right mind would even support this guy, let alone run with him. All right, so keep that in mind. Anybody that runs with him is saying, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, they'll forget by next year that over 130 members died. All right, so again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Progressive Action for allowing me, this time on this show. I'm not a social media guy, folks. So all you have to do is email me. If you have my number, call me. Questions, when you see me, stop me. I love to talk to people. And I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I'll give you the facts. All right? I'm not going to tell you my opinion. All right? So keep in touch. Stay tuned to Progressive Action. Tremel Thompson, that brother puts out a lot of important information. And again, he's the expert at social media. I'm not. But I will be on the ground. As soon as I'm out of quarantine, I'm off and running. Okay? Thank you very much. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay safe. Bye.